Hi, how you doing? My name is Philip Taylor. I'm doing my personal project on paintballing, the game, different aspects of it, equipment, how to improve your skills, and the rules of the game. I'll start with the equipment first. So what your basic necessity equipment that you must have and use whenever you're on the field is your paintball mask. This is essential because it protects your eyes and your face. The paintballs come at you at speeds up to 260 feet per second. So this will ensure your safety for your face. Your next important tool to use is your paintball marker. This is called a marker. They do not like it to be called a gun. It's called a marker, and so it's basically, this is your hopper. You load your paintballs in. This holds 200 rounds. So you have your air tank, you have your air line right here. This is your air tank. You just screw it in, and then you make sure it's tight. You pull this back, take the safety off when you're inside your paintball field, and you're ready to play. You have different markers. You have semi-automatic, you have pistols and pump actions, and then you have fully automatic. This is a pump action. This is a pump action pistol. So what you do is, when you take the safety off, you pull it back, you load it. Make sure you have your air cartridge in here, so you don't have to use an air tank, but you can with a remote line. And so then what you do is you pull back, you fire, and you just repeat that same process. Another thing is your barrel sock. This is another important safety rule as of the helmet too. This, when you're outside the field of recreation, you use this to protect just in case your gun misfires or fires without you knowing outside the field. This ensures that it catches the paintball and doesn't hurt anybody. You also have you have your gloves now. You can have regular gloves, but I have gloves that are padded to protect my hands if I have them out in the open or anything. So it's good to have them. If you don't, you're fine. You don't have to worry. Another thing is, this is your paintball pod. This holds extra paintballs when you're inside the field. 140 rounds is what goes in here. If you're playing, you have a harness on, which I have over here. Mine holds four pods. You have 140. You put it on your back when you need to. When you need to reload, instead of leaving the game, just pop it open, pop your hopper open, and pour it in. You're ready to go. And this pod has paintballs in it, so generally all pods hold 140 paintball rounds, which is just a little fact right there. And so clothing, what you can wear is hoodies and layers up. You can wear jeans, whatever you want. Just don't wear open-toed shoes, because that you might be in different terrain, forests, different scenarios and everything. So if you want, you can layer up hoodies and all that. And then you can wear a hat too. You can wear a beanie, which you just put on before you put your mask on. You put your mask over the top of it. Protects a little part of your head. If you're wearing a hat like this with a little flap in the back, you can push it all the way back to where it protects your neck. If somebody comes behind you and shoots there, just in case. And then also for the front of your neck, if you want, you don't have to. You can use a bandana or a scarf. Just tie it around. It's better to have something right there instead of nothing if you want. If you're trying it out for the first time, some people don't use them. It's all up to you. It's the preference of the player. For me, I've played the game enough to where I've bought clothes specially made for paintball, which is this is a paintball jersey. It's padded on the arms and shoulders, not in the chest, just a little in the front right here, because you want to just basically saying that you want to just keep your body, not too much of your body out. So that's this, and then I have special paintball pants. These are padded, but these are somewhat padded. But then I have padded knees. So then if you're sliding around, you can slide without hurting your knees, getting a burn or whatever. Or if you're in the terrain and you're kneeling or you're crawling or whatever, you can have something to protect you from the elements, water, snow, all that. You can play paintball on any sport, any weather, except for thunderstorms, of course. But you can play it any sport. You can play it almost anywhere. It's fun, great exercise, great time to have fun with your friends, family, outings, all that. Getting hit with a paintball does hurt. It feels a little like getting hit with a rubber band when people pop you. It stings for a little longer, but then the pain goes away. And then another thing is you want to make sure you hydrate. Hydrate. That is a main thing that you want to use. Bring your own water bottle, fill up at a water fountain, buy water from the park. It's always because you're going to be sweating, running around. It's basically like playing a sport. You want to make sure you stay hydrated and you're up to date. You have something on you. You eat. You have bars, protein, and all that. If you're really playing, if you're like really into it, because you're gonna be moving around, adrenaline, and all that. So I've just gone over the basic and sometimes advanced equipment that you will use and clothing. I'll be talking about rules and how to improve your paintball skills if you already play the game. So one thing is when you first get into a paintball park or facility, you will have to sign a waiver form. If you're not over the age of 18, your parents will have to sign one for you. They don't have to stick around if they don't have to or you don't want them to, and they leave and come back and get you. But a main rule, like I said, is you must wear your paintball mask. There is no taking it off when you're on the field. It protects your eyes and your face from getting hurt with the paintballs. So you must never, once you enter the field, you must never take off your mask, not even lift it up or anything. Another thing, paintballs come at you at 260 feet per second, so that's why it's essential to have your mask on, because it can seriously hurt or injure your eye if you get shot there. And when you are playing on the field, there may be paintballs that have spilled on the ground or that people have dropped. You do not want to use those. The park does not like that if you are renting their equipment, because it can mess up the gun, jam it, and leave just marks and everything, and maybe grass may get caught in it or whatever. And then when you are not playing the game, you must have your barrel sock. That is a rule when you are in the recreational areas. A barrel sock ensures the safety of everybody around you who is not playing, and when you are outside. And when you go to a park facility, generally they want you to use the paintballs that they have or that they provide you with or that you buy, because maybe their markers are set to use that specific paintball. They don't want, if you may bring your own and it may stain the outings or other people's clothes or anything, so they want you to use those because they're safe to use, not too hard, not too soft, and the material may be good, better than what you bought, the cheaper brands. When you are out, the game is basically when you get hit, you are out, but sometimes you may get hit with a paintball, but it may not break. If it doesn't break, you are still in and you can continue playing. But if it breaks on you, and as you have the splatter of paint and everything, you are out, and you must walk out with your hand up and your gun up in the air so that the player knows you're out. You may get hit when you are walking out of the field, but that's just going to happen because you're walking out and you may be in the line of fire. And then also, if you do get hit, but you don't know it, you can have a referee come over and check you. Now, if the ref is checking you, don't just stop playing, because you are still in or alive until you are confirmed that you are out. So you can come over and check you and make sure if you're hit or not. And if you are, he'll call you out. If you're not, you're safe. Keep playing. And based on the ref, whatever the ref says goes. You always want to follow the ref. They're here to keep you safe. You never want to argue with the ref. If you do, you can ruin your time there, get kicked out. You'll just ruin your whole time and all the money you spend. Just best to have a good time and just listen to the ref. Another major rule is not really like put in the facilities, but it's basic for every sport. Don't cheat. You get hit, don't wipe it off somewhere. It's not a good thing to do. By you getting hit shows you were out of somewhere, you made a mistake maybe, and then by you going out, you learn from that mistake and you improve your skills. So if you wipe it off, then you're not getting out, and you're just taking away the fun of the game. The fun is playing, getting hit, seeing how good you are, and if you're hit, you get out and you come back in and play another game. That's what's the fun of it. And then when you are hiding behind cover or behind a building or whatever, you do not blind fire, because it's not a safe way of shooting your marker. It can hurt somebody. You can shoot it somewhere. You might even shoot it over the protective net of the people who are sitting in the waiting areas, and you might hurt somebody else. And when you are out and you're next to a teammate or whatever, a rule is you do not talk to that person. Once you're out, you're basically like a dead man. Dead men don't talk. You can't give advice or tell where somebody else is, or tell your teammate where somebody is or anything. You cannot give advice. Another thing is that another rule is do not do things that can injure yourself, or that may not be right. Go around hitting people or anything. Don't get physical. Try not to use profanity out loud or anything. Try not to just be a bad person disrupting other people's time. You may mess up somebody else's time. And then now I'm going to talk about different ways to improve your skills if you already play. So just some simple rules is just be aware of your surroundings. If you're somewhere, like, make sure you're looking around, you see where everybody is. You know, you're not just like in a daze or whatever. And one thing is keep moving. If you're on cover, like, don't just like stick your head out and keep watching. You want to like move fast, keep looking, like do all that. Don't stay in one place for too long because you might get surrounded. And then also you want to, like, being aware, you want to survey the area before you move. Like, maybe you're back here at a pillar and you want to move up to the rock up front. Don't just straight out run. Make sure nobody's peeking out or looking at you because you might get shot going away and then you're out. So you just want to make sure you keep looking. You have fast reflexes. You don't just stay out there. You keep looking. You like pop out real fast. And then communication with your team. You want to make sure that if like you're with a team, whatever, or if it's one-on-one, but generally with a team, there's maybe 7 of you guys on a team. You want to talk, like, let's say you see one guy behind a box over there, but you can't really like get him. You're dealing with somebody else, so you tell your teammate next to you, you're like, yo, hey, there's a guy over there, or like you tell him behind the house. So it gets you more engaged with your team, and people can watch your back and you watch your back. So it's a good way to stay in the game. Make sure you're staying with it and everything. Thank you for watching.